The Imitation of Christ by Thomas A. Kempis. Book 1, Chapter 18. The Examples of the Holy Fathers. Consider the lively examples of the Holy Fathers, in whom true perfection and godliness shone, and you will see that in the present time we do little or nothing by comparison. How grievous this is! What is our life when compared with them? The saints and friends of Christ serve the Lord in hunger and thirst, in cold and nakedness, in labor and weariness, in watching and fasting, in prayer and meditation, in many persecutions and reproaches. Oh, how numerous and grievous were the trials that were suffered by the apostles, martyrs, confessors, virgins, and all those who endeavored to follow Christ, for they hated their lives in this world, so that they might keep them in eternal life. How strict and self-renouncing a life did those fathers in the desert lead! What grievous temptations they suffered! How often were they fiercely assailed by their spiritual enemies! And what frequent and fervent prayer did they offer to God! What rigorous abstinences did they use, and how great zeal and care did they show for their spiritual growth! How strong a battle did they fight in overcoming their lusts! What single-hearted and pure intent did they keep toward God! In the day they labored, in the night they prayed, and even as they labored during the day, they did not cease from mental prayer. They spent their whole time profitably. Every hour seemed short in the service of God, and through the great sweetness they felt in contemplation, even the need of bodily refreshment was forgotten. They renounced all riches, dignities, honors, friends, and relatives. They desired nothing from this world. They ate the bare necessities of life, and begrudged even the necessary care of the body. They were poor in things of this world, but very rich in grace and virtue. Outwardly they were destitute, but inwardly they were refreshed with grace and divine consolation. They were strangers to the world, but near and familiar friends to God. They considered themselves to be nothing, and to this present world they seemed despicable, but they were precious and beloved in the sight of God. Grounded in true humility, they lived in simple obedience and walked in love and patience. Therefore they grew daily in spirit and obtained great grace in God's sight. They were given as an example to all religious persons, and they should provoke us more to endeavor for our own spiritual advancement than the example of lukewarm enticed us to grow slack. How great was their devotion to prayer! What ambition to excel others in virtue! What exact discipline then flourished! What respect and obedience to the rule of their superior flourished in them all! Truly their deeds continued to bear witness that they were holy and perfect, and so mightily subdued the world and thrust it underfoot. But nowadays, anyone who does not violate the rules, and who can with patience keep even some little spark of the virtue and fervor they had at the beginning, is accounted great. But what a deep pity this is! It is through our own apathy and negligence in these times that we fall so quickly from our initial enthusiasm into such weakness and lukewarmness of spirit, making our life in truth very tedious to us. Would to God that the desire to grow in grace will not remain asleep in you, who have often seen the many examples of holy lives. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to receive new updates weekly, and share with someone you love. Remember to fully rely on God.